In this video, we're going to take a look at the new 2023 Kia Telluride, which is a mid-cycle refresh of the already impressive three-row midsize crossover SUV, which first arrived in 2020. For me, the Telluride hasn't got the love and appreciation it deserves up to now. In my opinion, some decidedly inferior rivals get more attention than the Kia. So could this refreshed version change all that and make more people sit up and take notice? The question I want to address here is this. Is there a better three-row SUV on the market today than the 2023 Kia Telluride, especially for the money? And if the Telluride is as good as many commentators say it is, why isn't it leaving the competition in the dust? Let's take a look. The first things we need to look at are what the Telluride actually is, what it's designed to do, who it's aimed at, and what rivals it competes against. First of all then, the Telluride is a mid-size crossover SUV with seating for up to 8 people. That means it has the seating capacity of a minivan, but it definitely isn't a van. And that, my friends, is a good thing. Anything that doesn't look like a minivan is immediately more desirable. In fact, the Telluride isn't just more attractive than a minivan. The Kia Telluride has the kind of rugged and aggressive styling that will appeal to buyers who don't need anything like 8 seats. I've only ever needed enough room for myself, my significant other, and our dog, and even I would buy a Telluride on its looks alone. It's big, brash, rugged, and more than a little macho, especially after this first mid-cycle refresh. The target audience for the Kia Telluride is primarily families, especially big families. If you need 8 seats in your new vehicle, your choices are pretty limited. And limited competition often results in higher prices. With the way the economy is at the moment, more and more of us are having to be careful with what we spend. That's especially true if you have a large family, and vehicles that can accommodate 8 people don't usually come cheap. You might assume that a used 7- or 8-seat vehicle would be the obvious solution for buyers on a tight budget at the moment, but have you seen the ridiculous prices that are being asked for used cars right now? A brand new Kia Telluride is absolutely sensational value for money, particularly when you compare it to the competition. But even if you don't need all those seats, the Telluride is still a great value option with a huge cargo carrying capacity when you fold the rear seats down. Because new 8-seat vehicles don't exactly grow on trees, we probably have to consider both mainstream and luxury models as rivals to the Kia Telluride. The first models that come to mind as Telluride competitors are probably the Toyota Highlander, Subaru Ascent, Honda Pilot, Chevrolet Traverse, Ford Expedition, and of course, the related Hyundai Palisade. The next level of rivals would probably include the Chevrolet Tahoe, Chevrolet Suburban, and the GMC Yukon. We should also consider the handful of luxury rivals, which include the Cadillac Escalade, Lincoln Navigator, and the Lexus LX. The first thing I want you to think about is, are any of those rivals as attractive as the Telluride? I know the Kia isn't what you call pretty, but I don't see any of the aforementioned 8-seaters that look better. Okay, the Escalade might have a slight advantage to some eyes, but it's far from a slam dunk. Next, let's take a look at capability, and then we can compare prices. When it comes to the non-luxury rivals, the Subaru Ascent, Chevy Traverse, and the Hyundai Palisade are almost as affordable at the entry level as the Kia Telluride. Amazingly, for the price of the cheapest version of the Ford Expedition, you can almost get a Kia Telluride LX and a Subaru Ascent to go with it. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the Hyundai Palisade is priced almost identically to the Telluride, so that's got to be the model the Kia has most to be concerned about. The Suburban, Tahoe, and the GMC Yukon all cost at least $20,000 more than the Telluride, and the Escalade and Navigator are in another world with the cheapest models costing more than $80,000. I will concede that the 3.8-liter V6 engine in the Telluride is a bit of a lightweight with just 291 horsepower compared to some of the more expensive rivals. But let's face it, is the target audience for the Kia going to think it's worth paying double for a bigger engine? What I haven't mentioned so far is that I've mostly been comparing the 2022 Telluride to the competition, and the Telluride comes out on top most of the time. The refreshed 2023 Kia Telluride is a notable improvement in many areas, as long as it doesn't come with a big price hike, that is. I won't bore you with a long list of Telluride's standard and available equipment, but I challenge you to do direct comparisons with similar priced 8-seat SUVs and tell me that the Kia isn't a seriously tempting proposition. And when it comes to affordability and value for money, only the Hyundai Palisade can match the Kia's warranty. Both models come with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. So now we get to the biggest question of all. Is there an 8-seat SUV you should buy instead of the Kia Telluride? Well, unless money is no object, I'd say there isn't. In fact, I might even go further and suggest that you won't get as much vehicle for your money anywhere in the current market as you get with the Kia Telluride. A brand new Telluride for under $3,000 to $4,000 is sensational value for money, especially when I'd say it's better looking than any of its rivals, including luxury 8-seaters costing more than twice as much as the Kia. If you can find something wrong with the Telluride, tell us in the comments below. And if you think there's better value for money to be had in today's new vehicle market, tell me what you think it is. If you can convince me, I'll do a video about it and credit you for the inspiration. But only if you can convince me.